Hi everyone, I'm Riley from Echidna Sewing. Welcome back, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make your own sewing stitch guide. You'll only need a few items to do this. You'll need an A4 display book, some calico, black thread, a rotary cutter and a healing mat, a friction pen, and a quilting ruler. And if you don't have a quilting ruler, you can draw out the shape with a regular ruler and then cut out the shape with some fabric scissors instead of a rotary cutter. You'll also need some iron-on interfacing, about a medium weight, just to hold the structure of the fabric from the density of the stitches. To start with, make sure you have downloaded and printed out a cover and separator page. There are two types of separator pages, so do make sure that you choose the one appropriate to your machine. Then, depending on your machine and how many stitches it has, you'll need to cut out 4 to 12 pages of calico fabric. I am using the NV50S for this video, and it has 50 stitches comprised of 3 sections, standard stitches 1 through 10, so I'll use 1 page separated into columns for that. Then your decorative stitches will be 11 to 36 and 42 to 50, so I'll use 2 pages for those. And then our final one for me will be my buttonholes, which are stitches 37 to 41. So I'll use 1 page with 5 columns for that one. Make sure you do this according to your personal machine, and if you are unsure which stitches are decorative and which are standard, you can refer to your manual for more information. Now we can go ahead and cut out our fabric, making sure that it has been ironed beforehand. Your calico pages will need to be 8 inches by 11.5 inches to fit into your A4 book. So go ahead and cut out as many as you need. I'm going to cut out 5. Once you've cut out all of your pages, you'll need to cut a matching amount out of your interfacing fabric in the exact same size. Once you've done that, you'll need to fuse the interfacing to the wrong side of your calico sheets. I'm going to mark the columns for my first page, which will be for the standard stitches. And seeing as though the first 4 stitches are all straight stitches, I'm only going to need 6 columns for my standard stitches. So I'm going to divide 8 by 6 to get the width of each column, which will be approximately 1.25 inches per column. So use your ruler and a pen. I'm using a friction pen, but you can use whatever pen you like to mark out 6 long columns that are 1.25 inches apart. Then at the top of the page, you're going to mark 1 inch down on either side. And then connect those 2 dots with a line. All right. These little squares will be your stitch number, and you can also put the required foot for each stitch in this box. My machine does tell me which foot I'll need, so I'm going to skip referencing which foot is required. Now for the decorative stitches, I want 2 rows of 10 columns. So first I'm going to divide 8 inches by 10, which gives me an approximate column width of 3/4 of an inch. So I'm going to go ahead and mark my 10 columns at 3/4 of an inch each. Just remember that I am doing this based on my stitches for my NV50S. For your machine, just take however many stitches you have and then divide the 8 inches, so that's our width, by that to get how many columns you'll need. I wouldn't recommend doing more than 10 columns in one page, because then it can just get a little skinny. Alright, then recreate the squares at the top by marking 1 inch down and drawing straight across. Then for the second column, you want to mark a point 5 3/4 inch down from the top on either side and draw a line connecting those 2 dots, just like we did for this top part. So 5 3/4. 5 3/4. And once you've done that, simply draw another line 1 inch below that. Alright, and I'm just going to repeat that for my other decorative stitch and then for my buttonholes as well. And after finishing those 4 pages, I actually realized I didn't need the 5th one, but it's good to have just in case. Pop that one over there. Now that I've got all my pages ready, I can start stitching. I'm just going to show you the process of how to stitch and label your sheet, then you can complete the rest on your own. I'm going to start with my standard stitches and select my first stitch, which will be stitch 1. So in my first column, I'm going to put the number 1 in the top square. Then you can use a column below it to sew the straight stitch, and make sure to back tack at the beginning and at the end just to make sure that the stitch stays there. Then change your stitch to the next one, which in my case will be stitch 5, considering my first 4 stitches are all straight stitches. I'm going to write that number in the square and then stitch that column. I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of my standard stitches as well. Then once you've finished all of your stitches for that section, you can grab one of your separator sheets and write the type of stitches. In this case, I'll write standard stitches. And then for the stitch numbers, I'm going to write 1 to 10. Now, if you have a machine where your stitches are in modes, you can download and print off the other separator page and put the button corresponding with the stitches you have just made. So I'm going to go ahead and finish the rest of my stitches, and then all you need to do is place your sheets into your book and you're done. And that's how you can create a sewing machine reference guide. Now, if you're looking for ideas on how to fill up the rest of your book, you can try adding some sewing techniques like seam finishes or binding techniques, or you could add fabric swatches and a list of fabric types. Now, if you're interested in any of the products that we used in this video, you can check out the website for more information, and don't forget to tag us on Instagram so we can see your creations. Thanks for watching and happy sewing!